Hi, it's Susan from Worldpeacefull, and I'm going to read you a poem I wrote called The Sacred Geometry of Great Change. This was published on the 24th of August 2013 on my blog, This Is Our True Nature. It's called Sacred Geometry of Great Change. When you drink the elixir of life, you see the trees, not the wood. You see the sunlight, not the shadows. For every blade of grass is moved by the wind, and every kindness is the wind blowing, as the candle splutters and illuminates the darkest corner of every room. This is a message to the world that we are on the precipice of great change. Some will feel it, some will see it, others will predict it, and then it comes in a rush like the final wait, the final wake, where the straw that breaks the camel's back is the final straw. Tickling the tipping point, redistributing the weight of burden. As the domino finds a 0 point, gravity pulls down, for the tip of the iceberg pushes up to reveal what is unhealed as the melting poles reverse. Our world turns upside down as the downside looks up. For there is much to our world residing beneath the surface. Only surface dwellers are unable to probe great depth. As fear is hidden under bravado and common sense, as each must journey to the centre of the earth and face fears and uncertainty to initiate a rebirth, or for some, a reboot, to replace a system that is losing power as energy drains, taking without giving, influencing without informing, destroying what is sacred and profane, as the earth lists under great strain, exhausted as it comes to a grinding halt. For this is the jolt, where sleepers awaken suddenly. After the dust settles and the topsoil scatters, we refocus to expand possibilities to a new future. For all must be still, as inner space is revealed, to learn the universe was swirling within all sacred geometry. And you are the geometry that is sacred and no longer scared of shadows. Sacred geometry is symmetry, a tree of life witnessing endless cycles. It has no moving parts, only parts moving, growing neural branches displaying impressive holograms as energy vortexes swirl all antimatter into life's expression. For life is the impressionist that matters, spirals endless oribus, matrices of oneness, always completing, always seeking balance in symmetry. Natural justice returns to 0 point, where the sum of the parts is the whole, and the whole can be found in a pinhead. As the matrix changes, one piece is changed in time, for nothing is immaterial, all informed by threads of a great tapestry, expanding beyond space and on time. All power is a potential choice resting in the sublime, as it is time to enlighten without fear or favour. For the new flavour of the future is unconditional love. All are worthy of this interdimensional hyper jump, a quantum jump into a world of your own making, away from the world breaking into shards of glass, fragments of misunderstanding, as we no longer see a fraction of what is true. For we are reaching the headwaters and it seems as if lands end, yet all rivers are uniting from oceans of discontent to find the waves were just breaking the surface tension, bubbles and smoky mirrors, masking the undercurrents, the underlying currents of harmony, always flowing in a unified direction. For love is the eternal undercurrent that carries the essence of life, as this is the source of real hope. The universe will forever send. I thought I would show you my ring. See the spiral? That's a real shell. That's a sacred geometry, as is really the peace symbol. That is as well. Someone thought it was a clock. Someone asked me, is that a clock? No. So the sacred geometry, that's where, if you like, the mathematics of balance resides. The spirals, the circles, the oribus, which is, if you can imagine, a circle with a snake biting its tail. That's the oribus. I found that out through poetry, in actual fact. I didn't know what an oribus was. I do now. So these are very powerful structures of universal intent, I guess. I'm just trying to find the words for it. They're very stable. These geometric shapes, they have vibrations. So they're both mathematical and of shape, creating the thought forms and physical universe. So there are many languages, and sacred geometry is another language. There are many languages that don't require a lot in order to contain a lot of information. We kind of use our own languages, and they can be very wordy, very complicated, which is why we're very confused. I'm just looking at the poem now. So yeah, this is really about the future, and the unconditional love is the hyper jump. That's where we're going to jump into a new future. When we start to realize that love obviously is the answer here. If everybody's loving everybody, we're not going to be fearful of anything. The love is the great equalizer. It's the great intention for peace. Love says that I see you. Some people might have remembered that in Avatar. I see you, Jake, she said. It means I really see you. I don't care what you do. I don't care about the words you say. I'm seeing your heart. And this is the true seeing. When people really meet, they really meet because they see each other's hearts. That's how they fall in love. Because that can only open up through the heart. So we're on a precipice of great, great change right now. And of course there is real hope, which I talked about at the end here. And that's my work. That's peace, nonviolence, anti-bullying, but it's a universal values-based program that I wrote. Possibly ahead of my time with some of my work. So I was told tonight. And that's okay. I believe life is a journey and things don't happen before their time. But I was very inspired when I wrote Real Hope because I realised the universal values were what unite us all. We could educate children in universal values. They will at least start off in life with a unity type consciousness. And then we take full responsibility for our own discord or disharmony rather than blaming others. It's also to create that loving embrace with families, where children grow up in places of great love and peace. So they then can pass that on throughout their lives and to their own children. We live in the most extraordinary universe. We barely know it because we put so much energy into conflict, so much energy into control. And there are vistas, Star Trek comes to mind right now. There are vistas for which we are beckoned to travel. And we can't do that if we're putting all our resources into continual conflict. We have to start to think in a different way, and poetry is one of the ways that we can move beyond the limitations. Many people talk about infinite possibilities without understanding that there truly are infinite possibilities when you open your mind. Life is not black and white, it's a myriad of colours. And when all those colours vibrate in the same way, they become white light. I actually had a child tell me that in a class when I did a class on peace. It was the children that actually told me about the rainbow and how when you spin it really fast, it becomes white light. I was very amazed at their wisdom. So with that, I send you the sacred geometry of the spiral and peace. That your life is constantly expanding. You can't not grow. Everyone is growing. And it's growing at the same rate. You can look into the Fibonacci spiral if you want to learn more about the mathematics of the natural spiral of which all nature is designed. It's really a miracle. So with that, I send you love, peace, miracles, and sacred geometry. Bye.